Manchester City are no longer the favourites for the Premier League title with us at BetVictor. Chelsea, after a 3-0 demolition job of Newcastle United, mainly thanks to Eden Hazard, let's get it right, are the 5-4 favourites. Man City 11-8 after stumbling to a draw at Norwich City. Carrow Road, massive clanger. And Paul, favourites for the first time this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think the weekend confirmed what we've all suspected for a long time, that the title is between Chelsea and City. I still quite fancy City myself, and so because of that, I'm top price Chelsea and top price Arsenal.
Top price Arsenal 8-1. They were, let's be honest, that somebody said 6-5 by money. You thought they were a better team.
I couldn't have got it much wrong, could I?
A broken clock tells the right time twice a day, and I can occasionally get a football bet out, but 20-minute demolition job. Liverpool went 4-0 up, and they are now 12-1 for the title. Can Brendan Rodgers' side keep it up?
I don't think so. They're prone to too many blips, aren't they, to win the league, I think.
Like I said, the big games, lost away at Arsenal, lost away at Chelsea, lost away at City.
They're just a little bit
Does
below.
Suarez not turn up in the big
Well,
games?
I don't think he scored, actually. Out of the 5 goals the other day, I don't think he got a goal, so we're right with that one.
Jose Mourinho says that the title race is between two sides and a side that needs milk and can't jump. Is he saying...
He's trying to take the pressure off himself, really, isn't he?
He says they're not title fancies, they're not, even though they went and beat City 1-0. He said, I didn't give the team talk, it was our Scottish masseuse and I didn't understand the word. Nothing to do with me. It's between Arsenal and Chelsea.
He's just trying to take the pressure off himself. You can't believe a word that man says.
He's trying to say...
He's
Mr.
the
Mourinho,
greatest manager in the world at playing the media and playing other managers, and that's all he was doing.
It was a good week for Chelsea fans. It was a bad week if you're a Manchester United fan. Despite having 144 crosses at home to Fulham, bottom of the league Fulham, and having 35 shots on goal, they stumbled to a 2-2 draw. Darren Bent popping up in the 93rd minute. Darren Bent, there's not a lot of people who are fans of him in this company, but we were yesterday. Saved the company a fortune. And Paul, Manchester United 250-1 for the 250-1.
They're too far behind now, though, aren't they? I think
9 points behind Liverpool in fourth.
Yeah, I think that they're 5-1 from 130 for a top 4 finish. I think the defence just isn't good enough, really, is it? I don't think they'll be in the top 4 myself anymore.
I mean, yeah, the price reflects that. Nemanja Vidic as well backed in from 2-1 into 1-2 to be plying his trade in Serie A with AC Milan next season. He's going at the end of the year.
There were rumours that they've signed a deal behind closed doors, and
that's naughty.
I don't know if it's happened. It's just rumours, isn't it? But like you said, there was a bit of money for him, so I wanted to go to Inter. Yeah,
in terms of the top 4 finish, Chelsea and Man City 1-100. As Paul said, them two are going to be fighting out the battle for the title. Arsenal 10's on. Spurs 3-1. 1-0 win at home to Everton yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't really like Tottenham. I think they've been flattered recently. I mean, Everton, I thought, were the better team the other day. They should have had a penalty.
First half battered, didn't they?
More possession, more shots. I mean, the game before that, Tottenham drew 1-1 against Hull, who had lost the previous 4 prior to that game.
He did save us a fortune, though. Someone had a £10 fourfold. Sunderland to beat Newcastle 3-0, 90-1. 2-0 win in the other early kick-off. Spurs against Hull, Everton. Hull away at Everton, Spurs against Hull. That would have copped $250,000 from a £10 fourfold. Just a nice little afternoon punt, so let's thank the boys. Steve Bruce. Can't pick my nose.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Tottenham before the Hull game as well. I know they beat Swansea 3-1, but Swansea had loads of injuries that day. I just think they've been flattered recently. Palace gave them a great game before that. I just don't really rate Tottenham that much. I think Liverpool will be in the top 4, and I'm currently bottom price Liverpool at 2-7. I'm trying to lay Tottenham and United.
As Brendan Rodgers' renaissance at Anfield continues. Okay, as we mentioned, it was a fantastic week for Chelsea, but an even better week for those who've been backing it. Eden Hazard 4-1 prior to the weekend's hat-trick, and he is now the 4-5 favourite to be the Premier League's Player of the Month.
As I said in the video last week, I think he's the best player in the Premier League at the moment.
I'll give you that, you did.
And I mean, he was my man of the match against Man City, and like I say, he scored a hat-trick, so he was man of the match against Newcastle as well. It'll probably be hard to beat this month in Player of the Month if he keeps this form up.
But we have seen money around for a few lively
there's
outsiders.
a couple against him. I mean, Kevin Nolan was 100-1 prior to this week, and he might have been a bit big after I suppose he scored 2 goals in the opening match of the month. But he scored another 2 goals. He scored all 4 of West Ham's goals this month so far. He's now the 8-1 second favourite to be Player of the Month.
And similarly, Raheem Sterling, another one who popped up with a brace.
He put in a man of the match performance. I mean, people have been talking about an England call-up after the way he played at weekend, 2-1 from 3-1 to make the England squad.
Could be worth a shout.
I mean, it's only one good game. I think it's probably between Nolan and Hazard. So, myself.
In terms of man of the month, but Raheem Sterling 2-1 to be on Roy Hodgson's plane towards Brazil. You'll be there.
I will be.
I won't. And similarly, Jose Mourinho, he's been, again, everyone's stuttering around him, but Mourinho stands firm with these little horse metaphors and no, we can't. He's 2-1 on to be the manager of the month for February. Brendan Rodgers 5-1, but money for Sam Allardyce 7-1.
Yeah, after obviously won the 2 games and dragged him out the relegation zone.
After he was being prohibitively short to be the next manager to leave his post. Back to him with
around
Harry Redknapp rumoured to be taking over at Upton Park.
Yeah.
But that doesn't look to be going anywhere. Anyway, the big game of the week, Manchester United are having a torrid time of things at the minute. It could get worse. They travel to the Emirates on Wednesday, and Arsenal are the favourites, 23-20. Just a bit of odds against Manchester United, 13-5. The draw 5-2, and we will be refunding losing bets on selected markets should either team come from behind. Paul, more war for David Moyes?
I mean, both sides will be desperate for a big performance, well, really.
I think David Moyes, if you saw the fist pumps after he's just gone 2-1 up at home, the bottom of the league, and he's on his knees like he's just met the prophet with an F. But again, United 13-5.
I'm going to find it hard to tip up Arsenal again after mentioning them the other day, really.
Yeah,
so
Arsenal are the value.
I mean, I like over 2.5 goals in the match. United's defence, as I mentioned earlier, is awful.
It is, but can you really see Arsenal battering sides? They've won 6 of their 8 home wins by the 2-0 scoreline so far at the Emirates this season. I mean, that's 11-1 the cup again.
United against Fulham the other day, I thought going forward they looked really good. I mean, Fulham obviously had everyone behind the ball. It was just the defence that let him down. So 80% possession, I think I saw they had.
Exactly, 85% possession.
United have got goals in them with Januzaj, Van Persie, Rooney, Mata. They've definitely got goals in them. I just think at the back they're going to get ripped open by Arsenal. I see plenty of goals in the game.
Torn on you. As you said, 85% possession, 35 shots on goal, but they scored 2 goals. 2 goals. What type of... I'm not a mathematician, but that conversion rate is worse than my tipping.
It was just block after block, though, wasn't it? I mean, Fulham just literally put everyone behind the ball. I mean...
I personally, I think... It doesn't... I was brought up by my father who's a United fan. Switched to us all the time. I think they'll get beat. I think 2-1 could be worth a tickle at 17-2 to the Gunners, who have been better at home than they ever away. I know Mesut Ozil has not done it in the big games, similar to Mr. Suarez, in your opinion. He could be one to keep an eye on. 10-1 for the first goal and 16-5 to score any time. But I've got a feeling Robin Van Persie will be popular to go back to the Emirates and haunt Arsenal. What do you reckon? 6-4?
I think he's scored in all 3 games since he's come back. Actually,
it's a lovely stat.
Yeah.
You think that, or do you know that?
I know that. Actually.
You know that. That's a fact. And he's 5-1 to score the first goal and 6-4 to score any time. Paul, anything else tickle your fancy in the games?
I mean, West Ham seem to have turned the corner, and everyone in the office thinks that Norwich are absolutely awful, and I have to agree.
Awful was putting it rather pleasantly there.
Yeah, I mean they've only won 1 in the last 10, Norwich. I think West Ham have got a bit of momentum now, and I think that they'll get a home victory there. Also, Southampton away at Hull. I really rate Southampton, and I think Hull were flattered a bit against 10 men of Sunderland the other day. They previously lost 4 of the last 5. And I'd be tempted to pass Southampton draw no bet there. I think they'd be very hard to beat.
Draw no bet? The shrewd punters.
There's 4 to 5 of us draw no bet.
Okay, we mentioned in the previous video, Chelsea were 8-13 against away at West Brom in midweek. They're now 2s on to go to the Hawthorns to get all 3 points. That looks another... Mourinho's going to grind out some form of 1-0, 2-0 victory. Can you oppose champions-elect Chelsea?
I think
your favourites for the title.
I think the prices look about right myself. I won't be in a rush to back Chelsea at 2 on away. West Brom have got a knack of coming up with good results against these big teams, aren't they?
Crystal Palace, Tony Pulis been nibbled in the Manager of the Month market, Manager of the Year market. He's 6-1 to be the LMA Manager of the Year. Can he get anything away at Everton?
I was actually going to say, I think out of this midweek fixtures, Everton are the bankers, I think, for me.
Bankers?
They've got a great home record. They've only lost once at home this season. And I know Palace, they've hit a bit of form. 3 out of the last 4 they've won. But you look at the teams they've beat, West Brom, Hull and Stoke. It's nothing of the calibre of Everton.
But Everton, again, a bit like United, they couldn't convert against Spurs. They are vulnerable at home. Lost 1-0 to Sunderland. Lukaku's gone at the game. Barkley's on the bench.
I think Barkley
injuries.
Playing money against Palace.
You really spoke to Roberto
No,
Martinez?
I
No?
think
Really?
I know he was coming back from injury, but I think he'd be.
I think he was taken off at half time in the game before Spurs and he got a right good.
Out of Palace's 12 games this year, how many have they lost? 10 is the answer. They do not.
Somebody's done his research today.
They do not win away from home. Everton will beat them, I think.
Okay, so we'll go Everton. Are you going to get a nice little lacquer there? Everton.
Yeah, West Ham.
We'll throw Chelsea in there.
I think we'll leave Chelsea out. Southampton draw no bet over 2.5 in the Arsenal game and Everton to beat Palace. A lovely fourfold.
But for the series punters, the Wednesday's game is Arsenal over Manchester United. Arsenal 23-20. I thought they'd get battered by Liverpool. They did, but United are poor. Remember, we're going to be refunding losing bets on selected markets should either team come from behind. So if Robin Van Persie was to pop up with a nice goal early on and Arsenal to come back and win 2-1, I'd take that, and so would the boys. Actually, no, we wouldn't take that in the offices. But there'd be some pleasant punters out there, and let's hope in that it ends up in a nice little stalemate and not one for the neutrals. You agree with that, Paul?
Yeah.
Good for the anti-post book as well. As someone who's on Chelsea. Aye. Full weekend of Premier League action. It's FA Cup action next weekend, and for all your betting needs, go to betvictor.com. Cheers.